Hey everyone, it's Ellis, and this is the patch 12.23 notes rundown. I don't totally actually know what to expect. Obviously, we did the preview for 12.23, but we'll end up seeing what actually made it through and what other types of changes, and then we'll talk about everything else. And then there's the skins, obviously, at the very end as well. ARAM updates, we're not going to go through that. Items, okay, that's not ARAM. Okay, Moss Stomper, okay. Moss Stomper has come out of the gates as one of the stronger jungle companions in preseason. It's the best. We're making a few adjustments to its current tenacity bonuses so the enemies have a few more counterplay opportunities. Tenacity buff duration 3 seconds, 1.5 seconds. This doesn't really matter. Tenacity type, item additive with item tenacity. Champion multiplicative with item tenacity. This is still totally fine. This is the best jungle item of the three. So it goes green, and then after green, I said this in the 12.23 preview, right? It goes green, and then after green, you end up having like situationally blue, depending on like matchup dynamic. Blue will edge out red, but a lot of this is because red junglers, for the most part, I think are mostly going to be solo queue centric in a lot of cases, and I think that red inherently just loses to green. Not just like jungle item to jungle item, but inherently like the champions that are using green sometimes actually are kind of red champions, but they want the green or the green jungle item. Like an example of this would be like Rengar, right? Rengar can build glass cannon and he can take the green smite, and then he's still kind of tanky and it just doesn't feel right that he can actually be that way. That's just like a really good example of like a champion that you would think would want a little bit of extra damage and stuff, but doesn't actually need it because it ends up just being overkill, right? And there's a lot of junglers that are like this, right? I think a lot of people would think that like Graves might like a little bit of extra damage with the red smite, but in reality, it's Graves with green. It's like you kind of can't kill him in a lot of instances. So like green smite is just definitely the absolute best right now. Blue follows, and blue and red are like they're both sort of like tapered off compared to green. Blue is very, very strong in specific matchups like that are tempo based, where you can really blitz past your opponent in terms of jungle clear and just getting access to that, passive and whatnot inside of the game and stuff. And definitely like there's some other stuff. If you're like a dragon stacking team or something, obviously you'll have like bush play. Now obviously you can't know that ocean dragon is going to be the first dragon or is going to be the dragon soul, so you can't like make that argument for blue. If you have like Ivern mid or Ivern top or something like that, then blue probably ends up becoming the best outright, just because Ivern's W gains a new effect because of your jungle item, stuff like that. So okay. We move on. Ravenous Hydra. We overshot a bit with Hydra's overall stats, making it much too efficient item for the gold that it cost. We're preserving it its niche as a rush item for champions that like the AD but are reducing its AoE damage and pulling out the Omnivamp from stacks that was really pushing this item over the edge. That is not what's pushing the item over the edge. AoE splash damage 60% AD for melee champions to 30% for range, to 50% AD for melee, 25% for ranged, and then Omnivamp 4% removed. So the real big question that I would have here for Riot is these number removals very specific to certain champions that are performing at the very top tier with Ravenous Hydra Rust, such as like maybe Aatrox or like Fiora or Graves or like these other types of champions? And does this alter their wave clear with the item? Because that is really what is making this very strong, is because the item saves you so much time in laning phase that it allows you to do other things, or it allows you to conserve mana, or it allows you to conserve abilities that you would have otherwise needed if you wanted to shove in that amount of time. That's just really broken. Omnivamp from stacks removed. This is very, very negligible, especially when you're getting it first item. The amount of damage that you're actually doing in like healing, yes, I mean it's something minor in those like very, very, very minor in those early 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s, 1v2s, etc. But it's not really the reason that you build the item. The real main thing here is, does this affect the wave clear? Now the problem is that the stats of the item are just still way too broken. And that is what is making the item absolutely ridiculous in so many cases, and it will remain as such with this change. Sunfire Aegis. Combined cost is going to be 1,000 to 900. Total cost is going to go down by 100, and the health is going to go up by 100. I don't think I caught that in the preview if it was there. That is a very big buff. So you're getting 500 health. It is going to cost 2,700 gold, which is now, I believe, the same gold as Frozen Heart, and the combined cost is down as well. So Sunfire is kind of weird. So the thing is, with like Jackshow being inside of the game and Sunfire, the thing is that like Jackshow, he really wants, or like the item really wants synergy with the item, and with the champion. Sunfire is like interesting in that it feels kind of awkward to build because it feels like when you end up going Jackshow, you want something else to help you in a lot of ways, to help like deal damage or wave clear or like do these other types of things, at least when you're primarily a tank. And Sunfire doesn't feel like it's an item. Like, you're not going to go bombies into Jackshow, or maybe you are, but, like, that just, I think, feels a little bit weird. I think that, like, Titanic Hydra users will definitely feel really good and stuff. I think this is a massive buff for Sunfire, though, and that it definitely can't be understated. Amumu, health growth increase, Q mana cost increase, W damage decreased, E base magic damage increase. So I don't really care about this too much. What they're doing is they're making Amumu tankier inherently, and they're taking away from like his all-in nuke potential down in bottom, and they're moving a lot of his damage to his W, so that you actually have to stick to them and be on top of them in order to, you know, deal that damage, which obviously a tank version of Amumu would be very good at doing, whereas a support or AP variant of Amumu would not be absolutely great at doing. Cho'Gath, so passive mana restoration increased, W base damage increased, R cooldown now decreases with rank. Passive, Carnivore, 3.5 to 7.75 based on level 2, 4.7 to 9.5. So he ends up getting a little bit of extra mana per wave. So, I mean, if he ends up, like, he basically gets one free Q. I think that's the way that you look at it in, like, per recall. He gets one free Q, like, maybe one Q and one E for free with his new passive per recall. That's nice. I would say, I mean, definitely it's nice for both versions of Cho'Gath, whether it's going to be tank or it's going to be AP. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's still definitely good. W, Feral Scream, base damage is just randomly going up. Now, this is definitely really good, but the thing is that for tank Cho'Gath, this is the last maxed ability. However, for AP Cho'Gath, this is the second maxed ability. And so this is a really big buff to just randomly get an extra 5 damage at rank 1, which is nice, and then getting another random 25 damage at max rank, so that'll come in at level 13. That is a really nice buff for AP Cho'Gath. So these are both, like, very good buffs for AP Cho'Gath. And then the Feast getting the 10 seconds shaved off at level 11, and then, obviously, at rank 3. Now, the thing is that Cho'Gath, I mean, yes, when he ends up going, like, Cosmic Drive, or something, a hyper late game Cho'Gath, right? If he has, like, blue buff, and he has Ionian boots, and he has, what else does he end up having? He has Cosmic Insight, right? And he has Transcendence, and, you know, he has these other ability haste items, etc. Yes, there is a chance that Cho'Gath can get really close to double feasting in, like, sieges. I think that is a very real possibility. So the real thing here is that the 10 seconds shaved off at rank 2 is really good, because rank 2, like, Cho'Gath's R gets really tricky in that, like, do you use the R right now, or are you going to get a gank soon? Are you going for a gank soon? Is there an objective coming up? Do you want to use the feast stack on that, etc., etc.? And sometimes you end up holding the feast, and that feels really bad, and it can be difficult to get to 6 non-epic consumptions. Dr. Mundo, all abilities adjusted. Dr. Mundo hasn't been living up to his unkillable late game fantasy lately, so the good doctor has received some treatment in order to help him out. Okay, base stats. The magic resistance is going to be down by 3. Magic resistance growth, however, is going to be up by 0.25. So not the end of the world. It's obviously buff late game. Base attack speed 0.72 to 0.67. Attack damage growth is down by 1. So he actually loses almost 2 longswords at level 18. That is very bizarre. Passive goes where he pleases. Okay, canister health loss 7% of current health to 3% of current health. I mean, that's fine. Canister heal 8% of maximum health to 4% of maximum health, so he's healing less. What? Max health regen per 5 seconds 0.8 to 1.6 to 0.4 to 2.5% non-linear progression equal at level 11. Okay. So that, okay. Q, infected bonesaw, health cost is going to be up by 10. What is... Are these buffs? Wait. W, heart zapper, 5% of current health to 8%. Great health healed after not taking damage, 0% to 50%. Ooh. Damage stored as gray health, 25 to 45% to 80. Wow. Based on the level in the first 0.75 seconds, then 25%. So if you get nuked, and then it goes down to 20. I actually don't know if that's a buff. I don't know if that's actually a buff. Is that? I mean, if you're right in the heart of it all, and then you time your W like Garen W or something, like, I guess. I mean, that's the problem is that this is an anti-NA change, and that like NA the players have such large ping, like. This is a Korea China buff, but like for people depending on their ping, this is a really big nerf. Duration 4 seconds to 3 seconds. Okay, blunt force trauma. Passive AD 15 to 35 plus 25 to 45 based on missing health to 2.5 to 4.5% maximum health. Okay. Health cost 10 to 50, 20 to 60. Cooldown 8 to 6 seconds to 9 to. What is going on? Bonus damage to monster. Missing health gained is maximum health. 8 to 15 to, oh, okay. Oh, okay. At rank 3, Mundo's R healing increased by an additional 5% per nearby enemy champion. Okay. So everything about him now is tied into his R and his W. What? Oh, my God. And he's less punished for not picking up canister, which now means that he has more options, I guess. But like, and he has more magic resist late game. Like, these are not the changes, I think. Now the thing is that Mundo is obviously going to be a jungler, and the cool thing about Mundo is that Mundo keeps up with a lot of the top tier junglers right now, and he's very strong against them. And magic was actually something that he was weak to, so the fact that he gets access to more magic later on is definitely good as well. I just still don't think it's going to be enough outside of like jungle. Okay, K'Sante, base health regen, increased health growth, increased E adjusted. So this is really, this is actually really good. I have agreed with the sentiment that K'Sante is actually not like amazing. Now I understand what is happening inside of pro games, and I understand what the pro perception is on K'Sante. What I'm going to say about that is that I think that K'Sante is in the same exact boat that Set once was, and that people do not want to draft, nor do they want to play in a way where K'Sante's weaknesses are really, really, really highlighted. And for a champion that's getting drafted so early on inside of picks and, you know, everything else, and is not really flexible and is not really malleable inside of the draft, it is perplexing why he holds the kind of power that he does in those types of games. But I do agree with Riot's assessment in that I actually do not think that he's in that great of a position. Base health regen, 8.5 to 9.5 health growth, 104 to 108 E footwork. Auto attack reset. You will now partially reset auto attacks in K'Sante's base form. It will be a full auto attack reset while in his all out form. Okay, these are very big buffs. These are actually very nice buffs for his early laning phase. This is very, very nice for K'Sante. Kassadin, base shield, increased shield AP, scaling decrease, E adjusted, null sphere. Shield strength is going to be 60 to 180 plus 40% to 80 to 200 minus. Okay, so it's a really big buff early game, which just helps him basically survive the early game. Because obviously the missing amount of AP is very negligible. I mean, even if you have 100 AP in laning phase, that's still only going to be 10, right? And Kassadin is not going to have 100 AP in laning phase because as he builds into Rod of Ages, typically doesn't have anything. Maybe he'll have a Doran's Ring and then maybe a Dark Seal as he continues to build into Rod of Ages, but he will not exceed that 100, and certainly will not exceed the 200, which would need to be present in order for this to be a nerf to the shield. Shield spawn speed. Shield is granted when Q projectile leaves Kassadin's hands. Shield is granted when Q is cast. Very big buff for consistently parrying. E force pulse. Cooldown 5 seconds to 21 to 13. Stacks be gone. The spell no longer requires a certain number of stacks in order to cast. Send your energy. Ally and enemy spells can cast. Ally and enemy spells cast nearby. It's allies too. Oh, I thought it was only enemies when I initially read it. Oh my god. Oh my god, wait. So, wait. Because he goes Rod of Ages, and he gets Seraphs, too. His ability haste is already cracked. Oh my god, wait. 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 Oh my god. We got BDSM-adin. Like, what is... What is going on? He's smacking some ass. Holy. What is going on? Oh my god. We're going to see him on LoL Hub soon. I don't like Cossidon's opening up an OnlyFans. Like I don't even he's into some kinky stuff. It's fine. All right. Well, okay. Kane, passive Shadow Assassin bonus damage increased, E-heal AD ratio increased. Okay, passive the Darkened Scythe. 8 to 30% based on level, 13 to 40% based on level. Okay. That is just a lot of buff power back into him. And again, this is like the durability patch stuff being undone that I talked about in one of the previous videos. So, I mean, that's a little bit smooge. But it's just how it is. This is what I imagine the trajectory will be like. E Shadow Step, heal upon entering terrain, 90 to 130 plus 35% bonus AD to 90 to 130 plus 45%. So he ends up getting 10% extra heal based on his bonus AD. I mean, I think that is nice. I don't think it's game breaking. These are very nice changes for Kane. Lilia, Q base damage decreased. Blooming Blows, 35 to 95 plus 40% AP, 42 to 80 plus 40% AP. Outer Edge True Damage, 35 to 95 plus 40% AP, 240 to 80 plus 40% AP. These are fine changes. I think Lilia as a control utility, fast clear jungler is in a totally fine spot. Malphite, E base damage increased. Armor scaling increased. Mana cost no longer increases with rank. E Ground Slam. So these things are really weird. These things are really weird. I mean, ever since we nerfed his wave clear by taking away his ability to rush Immolate, we're adding some wave clear power back into his kit in a way that will reward tank builds without over buffing his AP builds. So this is really weird. Magic damage is just going up by a flat 10, which is massive for any, because Malphite, depending on matchups, he mixes up his skill point orders. There's some matches where he goes max W. There's other matchups where he maxes E first. There's other matchups where he does Q to 2 or 3 points and then begins to max E. There's other matchups where he goes Q to 3 points and then maxes W. And there was all like variations. But in all of those, even the rank 1 is still getting a flat 10 and it's getting 10% armor, and Malphite has a lot of armor. And the fact that this now out of those ones that I just mentioned, there's very rarely any that does something with multiple points in E and then starts maxing other abilities. And so while this change is nice, it does only affect the max E variation of the Malphite skill order. But nonetheless, these are massive buffs to Maokai. Maokai. Passive heal increased, Q base damage increased, and damage to monsters increased. Really big changes. Heal 4 to 34 based on level plus 4 to 10% max health. Based on level 4 to 34 plus 4 to 12%. That's really big. Q Bramble Smash 65 to 245 to 3% of the target's max health, 70 to 270. That is a lot of extra damage. What is going on? He's just getting 25 flat. And even at like rank 3, I mean, it's 15, but like still. Bonus damage to monsters is just going massive again. Like, I don't understand. Okay. Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, these are really big buffs. Mordekaiser. Passive damage cap against monsters decrease. Now only procs when hit by large monsters. Passive darkness rises. Damage cap against monsters 180 to 28 to 164 based on level. Passive proc on monsters generates a stack on all monsters hit. Generates, okay. Shyvana, E damage versus marked enemies decreased. E Flame Breath. Empowered basic attacks versus marked enemies 3.5% of target's max health to 3% of target's max health. This is fine. She ended up getting this buff not too long ago, right? So it's just undoing that. Scion, base mana increase, mana growth increase, Q base damage increase. So this is really weird because I think that Scion is actually in a pretty okay spot right now, and I think that he has a lot of potential just in general, like as a tank with everything going on. So this is really strange. Base mana is up by 70, and then the mana growth is up by 10. So Scion literally just gets like 140 free mana on his first recall, or 150, which is huge. And then the Decimating Smash just getting excess base damage is really big for all variations of Scion. So really big changes. Syndra, upgraded W, bonus damage decrease, AP scaling increase, EAP ratio decrease, cooldown increased, Q bug fix. Okay, so Syndra is really interesting. Syndra in her current state, when she hits 100 stacks, she does feel like Season 9 Syndra. She does feel like Season 9, Season 10 Syndra. However, these changes are a little bit weird, and I hope that it doesn't bring her back to the Syndra that is just like missing just the tip. It's like not quite right. W Force of Will, Transcendence upgrade bonus 15% plus 1.5 per 100 AP. to 12% plus 2% per 100 AP. So the thing is here is that, again, you need to get to 600 AP before this ends up being a buff. Now, when Syndra does do Magi full stacks, Sork Pen Boots, Ludens, Death Cap, goes Shadow Flame, continues to get... Yes, you will end up getting damage back. You will end up getting true damage back. But that is not all. Scout of the Week loses 10% AP. So you are losing like 100 magic damage here, like hyper late game. Or you're losing almost 100 magic damage here. But if you do have all of that excess HP, the damage is going to balance out. But until you have that, Syndra is just nerfed actually quite heavily in mid-game, and the cooldown going up by 2 seconds is actually very big. You will feel it if you play a lot of Syndra. Tom Kent, passive AP damage added, QAP ratio increase, self-heal increase, WAP ratio increase, E-Gray health increase, RAP scaling increase, shield decay. Okay, so I do not know what Tom Kench's ability is right now to, like, jungle. I do not know if maybe there is some variation of Tom Kench that can go Nashor's Tooth in the jungle and do something like that. That would maybe make the most sense with the way that this stuff is going. Because I think when you're playing Tom in top lane, trying to go like AP or anything like that, I think that's just going to be weird. The other thing about Tom Kench is that he's not a champion that really gets exceptionally better when he has lots and lots of items on him or something. So I'm not totally sure. Now, the AP changes are really big. He gets 10% on his Q, which is a very spammable ability. He gets 25% on his W, which is also very big. And then he ends up getting, what does he get on, you get 5% to 7%. I mean, he is getting a lot. Now, what kind of ability, what AP items can he get? He gets Nashor's, which is actually just a flat 100 AP, right? So he just gets straight up 2% to his R. I mean, he's getting, 25 to his W. Like, actually say these numbers out loud. He's getting 25 to his W, and then he's getting 10 to his Q. Okay, so I mean, this is I mean, it's and then there's the 2% per one, and then he gets 2% extra on acquired taste. So it's a little bit weird when you say the numbers out loud. I just don't know, because, I mean, you get Nashor's Tooth, great. Okay, what's your next item? Like, Demonic Embrace? Are you going to go Demonic Embrace as your next item on Tom? Because it sounds like you're trying to make him a nuker, almost, but I guess, like, Demonic Embrace is just way too good. So maybe you go Demonic Embrace, and then what? Then you go Jack Show or something? I mean, I guess maybe. I would be willing to, like, play this. I haven't played Tom in years, but, I mean, I would probably be willing to play it, especially with the Green Smite. I think with the Green Smite, giving him the shield and everything like that, maybe this is, like, something that Tom could do. But I think, like, for top lane, this is very useless. I do think that, like, it buffs slightly, right? Doran ring openings. But I don't even know what matchups you'd go Doran ring. Okay, Trundle. Base attack speed reduced, R damage decreased. Don't care. Okay, Yuumi. Passive cooldown increased, R root duration decreased. So this is Riot saying that they don't know what to do with Yuumi. This is legitimately what it is. The cooldown going up based on level, I do not think actually matters for the bop and block, and then the root duration going down by 0.5 seconds also likewise does not really matter. So because when you get rooted by Final Chapter in almost all combos, you are already dead. If the root ends up landing, you are dead. You are screwed. Okay, the cat consumed your face. That is just like that. That's what's going on. So I don't know. I am very curious to see what Riot's going to do, because the nature of Yuumi's kit is that it's very difficult. It's exceptionally difficult to balance, and that everything comes down to really her stats, and that's because of the nature of the champion. So it's the Kassadin debacle. It's the LeBlanc debacle. In many instances, where the innate kit is so strong, but without the stats, it's just not able to be. Zac, passive healing increased, Q cooldown decreased, health scaling increased, passive cell division. Healing per chunk, 4 to 6.25 based on R rank maximum HP to 4 to 7% based on R rank maximum HP. Very big for top lane Zac, support Zac, etc. Support Zac, something that I do think is definitely going to be popping up a lot more. Q stretching strikes, cooldown 15 to 9 to 14 to 8, very big as well. Base damage 40 to 100 plus 2.5 of Zac's maximum health to 40 to 100 plus 4% of Zac's maximum health based. These are all very big changes for like lane Zac. I would say more than necessarily like jungle Zac, because I don't think jungle Zac really has any issues or like doesn't benefit from these as much. Zeri, all abilities adjusted. So this is something that you guys really wanted me to do, and I said that I wouldn't do it until the official patch came out. So let's take a look at, did Riot figure out a way to make Zeri come back? Move speed is going to be up by 5. Base AD is up by 3. Armor up by 4. Base health up by 30. Attack speed 0.568 to 0.625. HP growth is going to be up by 6 per level, so you're looking at an extra auto attack, so 30 here, 30 here. So you're looking at actually maybe 2 auto attacks with resist factored in, etc., and laning phase. Passive Living Battery. Fully charged basic attack, 90 to 200 based on level, 90% plus 1 to 15%. Targets maximum HP to 90 to 200 based on level, plus 110%. Here we go. All right, got a zip shield bonus, 10% multiplicative move speed, 10% move speed. Okay, that's fine. Should make the shield stack worse with other move speed sources. Bonus move speed duration 3 to 2 seconds. Okay, all right, here we go. Q burst, 825 to 750 on the range. Wow, that is a nerf. Conversion of excess attack speed to bonus AD, 60% to 70%. Okay. Bonus physical damage, 8 to 20 plus 100 to 120% AD, to 15 to 27 plus 104 to 120% AD. So they're making it have more counterplay, but it hits harder. W Ultra Shock Laser, damage type magic to physical. Okay, so first thing immediately coming to my mind is Black Cleaver. When you end up seeing this type of change, physical damage 20 to 160 plus 100% AD to 40% AP, to 20 to 180 to 130% AD, 25% AP. Cast time 2.5 times attack to 0.55 to 0.3 seconds based on attack speed. Ooh, okay. Missile speed, 220 to 2500. Wow. Beam cast time 0. Ooh, okay. So they're making her. So they are committing to making her AD. Okay. Mana cost 80 to 90 or 80 to 90 to 70. Okay. Cooldown 24 to 18 to 22 to 18. Lightning rounds are magic for 5 seconds after using your E. Zeri gains lightning bolt rounds, and her Q burst fire will deal additional magic damage. Ooh. Okay. Bonus magic damage to first target hit with lightning rounds, 20 to 28 plus 20% AP. Oh. This damage is increased to 65% based on Zeri's critical strike chance. Oh, okay. Lightning rounds pierce damage fall off after first target's hit, 60 to 100 to 80 to 100. Vision while sliding on terrain at 800. Wow, she sees a lot more. Okay. Lightning Crash. Zeri's overcharged attack no longer deal 5 to 15 plus 15% bonus magic damage on hit. Okay. Chain lightning range 450 to 650. Wow. On cast magic damage 150 to 350, 80% to 175 to 375 plus 100. What is going on, man? If Zeri R hits at least one enemy champion, Zeri gains 10% movement speed, 30% attack speed, and chaining shots for 5 seconds. Hitting champions. Okay, so because of her R and because of her E and all the other changes, I just imagine that she'll have some variation of like attack speed utility. No? Guys, what if Zeri built Jack Show? What if Zeri built Jack Show with like Black Cleaver and Nashers and like why not? Like why not just, I mean, they took away some of her utility, but they gave her so much damage that she just needs HP and stuff now. She just needs HP and resists. And then like I mean, Nashers immediately is coming to mind for sure. I wonder what her build can be. I genuinely do wonder. Maybe she can have... what could she do? Just attack speed Zeri? Attack speed Zeri? Double Lift just replied. I don't know why. I'm recording a video. What am I doing? There's no edits. It doesn't matter. I just randomly got the notification on this monitor. Okay. I was talking about it on the stream earlier. Okay, so that's it for Zeri. Jungle adjustments. Jungle companions. Companion attack damage 20 plus 15% plus 10% AP plus 4% to 16. Wait, what? Companion attack damage 16 plus 15% AD, 10% AP, 3% bonus health. Okay, 10% bonus armor, 10% bonus magic resist. This makes building into like Jack Show or like any of those items with the shield and stuff, it makes it feel so much better. Oh my lord. Bigger companions need more treats. After the first evolution, jungle companions will consume 2 bonus treats on large monster kills and receive the associated benefits. Okay. Okay. Bonus treat gold, 50 gold to 35 gold. Epic monsters are spooky. The 20% bonus damage provided by companions no longer works on epic monsters. That's fine. Jungle camps. Gromp attack range 175 to 150. This will help with kiting it. Crimson Raptor attack range also helps with kiting it. Jungle camp experience given multiplier 1 to 1.35, levels 1 through 9 to 1 to 1.45. Level. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. What? Okay. That's really weird. Objective planning. Most of the communication tools that we've had in the past catered towards conveying personal intent and the ability to describe what you want to move. Okay, so players better align whether or not. However, there are some situations. Scoreboard voting disabled. Clicking on the objective time will no longer initiate. Okay, vote timing. Auto vote disabled. Okay, all right, don't care. All right, is that it? Okay. Okay, rune recommender, pick order swapping, champ select, anonymity. Okay, so rune recommender. Added the rune recommender to champions for all the game modes. These recommended are tailored for your champion position. Okay. The 5 preset rune pages have been removed. That is really cool. Okay. Pick order swapping. Draft synergy is in match-made queues with drafting during the declaration bans, and now in match-made queues with drafting during the declaration pick phases, you can now press a button next to ally portrait to swap pick order with them when there are 5 seconds left in a phase. In order in progress order. Oh wow! Champion swapping during preparation phase is now initiated by clicking on the allied champ. Wow, this will make it so much better. Miscellaneous champion select font and text changes for. Wow, that's really good. Champ select anonymity. Don't say they removed it. Did they remove it? Let's see. Ally 1 to Ally 5 have been renamed to Gromp, Morkmo, Scuttlecraft. Blabber's gonna start. Blabber's gonna start getting a little aroused in champs. What is going on? Blabber joins a lobby, sees Scuttlecrab type into him. He just starts pick order swapping all the way down the list to get to Scuttlecrab. Oh my lord. What is going on? This is fine. I like the anonymity because I feel like actually it is preventing people from trolling. It does seem like when you do pick an off-meta champion, instead of like people just assuming that you're griefing, it seems like they ask for your ID so they can search you. And so I do like that. I do like that. Behavioral systems. End of season honor rewards, including Malzahar skin, nice. ARM, AFK threshold, cool. And I do believe that that is it. Okay, so let's take a look if I am doing this right. This is the most important part of the... All right, so, okay. So before we do the skins, let's just recap on if anything here is, like, competitively changing. So I don't think that there's really too many competitive changes. We'll see how Zeri pans out. Tahm Kench, I think, is probably more catered for jungle with those changes than top lane. Sion buff is huge. Zac buff is really big. Malphite and Maokai buffs are really big. Kayn is huge for solo queue. K'Sante did get a buff, but K'Sante will already be picked in competitive. He's very strong there. Cho'Gath buff is really big. Lilia, Mordekaiser, Shyvana already probably weren't going to be picked in competitive. Trundle nerf probably just won't get picked in competitive. Yuumi will still be picked in competitive. And Syndra will also likewise still be picked inside of competitive, but she's not going to be the Season 9, Season 10 Syndra that we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. Okay, so let's get into it. So, who the hell is this? Okay, Winter Blessed Diana. This is probably one of the best skins that I've seen, because I've seen the highlights and everything else. Doesn't really look like Diana when you look at her face. I'm wondering if, like, you know, maybe it was just someone using the Lensa app lately, and we ended up getting this image, which, by the way, that app is absolutely unholy good. I absolutely love that app so much. We move on here. This is kind of cool. It looks like it is actually like a Christmassy version of Shaco, and it does actually look like Sinister. It does look like a Christmassy demon that appears in something. This looks really cool, although I don't like how mechanical he looks. Although maybe that's intentional. Like, for instance, like his arms look like Camille just got done working him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really know. Or maybe Camille's wearing a mask, man. Like, what is that? What is that waistline? What is... Oh, my lord. This person back here is trying to get some action. You guys can't see my cam is blocking it, but, like... Okay. Oh my. Speaking about getting some action, who is this? Who is this? Bless Swain. Oh my lord. I don't really know what to say. Honestly, I like his Pidgeotto Pokemon better than I like him. He does look like some ancient vampire, though. Especially with, like, the yellow eyes. He does look like an ancient vampire or something. He does look very magical or, like, majestic. I do think that this fits the Swain lore. I think this is, or like, not the lore, but, like, the aura that he embodies. Yeah, I think this is really good. Okay, so... let's see. This is Winterblessed Warwick. I do not know what is going on with Warwick. I like, why is Warwick popping up everywhere? But no matter what, it's really cool that he's popping up everywhere, which I don't know if that's like Riot's intention or something, because they've just magically released a skin for him. But this is just really cool. There's a character from like Killer Instinct. What is his name? It's not Fulgore. Oh, what was his name? It was like a wolf character from Killer Instinct, and this skin really reminds me of that character. This just looks like something from like World of Warcraft or like, you know, the Marvel movies or something. This just looks like some like superhero type thing. It's Zillion, right? This is Zillion? Yeah. So, I mean, this skin is definitely really cool. I think the skin looks really pretty in-game. Definitely a skin I would get as well. What the hell is this? It's Zoe, right? 2 different color eyes. It looks like she, like, transformed, like, lamb into 2 lambs, and it looks like Wolf was getting a little bit mad. Okay. I don't even know what is going on here. What is Zoe doing to Kindred and like Lamb and Wolf? Like, she made 2 of them or so. Oh wow, actually there's a lot of wolves. There's a lot of... Oh, she's just protecting the sheep, but this one's getting a little bit cocky, dude. This one's talking shit. This one's about to be thrown to the wolves, you know what I mean? This one, like, I don't even... What is going... These are all the Wooloos with the roster leaks, and this is, like, fucking the laws that, like, protect them, and this is, like, Twitter, like, surrounding them right now. I don't even know. And then, okay, well, definitely does look like that character, the Jailer or something, right, from World of Warcraft. One of the biggest letdowns in World of Warcraft history was obviously that character's ending. Now, this skin does look really cool, but at the same time, it does just look like a chroma of one of Mordekaiser's skins. So it feels a little bit bad in that regard, but it does definitely encapsulate the Iron Revenant, and it does feel very good. So that is it for this patch rundown. This was a very long one at 37 minutes. A lot to update on the Patron, solo queue, and clash tier lists. I am planning to completely overhaul them with the changes that ended up happening inside of preseason. Obviously, lower MMR will end up looking roughly similar, but with some changes. But everything else has definitely been changed, as the meta is completely different from a couple of patches ago, and so that'll probably end up being out in a few days. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the patch rundown. I will see you later. Goodbye.